When I tell someone like I meet for the first time that I actually don't have or don't use social media at all, they're a bit like, oh wow, like I'd love to do the same thing, but how do I do it? And I just tell them like it's not that difficult. Like it really isn't. Like I've not discovered something that's, you know, completely brand new, a concept that's completely brand new. There are so many videos on people quitting social media and how they found it, how their experience has been after they've quit. And actually, I used to watch them to kind of get inspired and to meet, mainly just to realize like, are the actual benefits for it. I'm not going to talk about the benefits for it in this video because I made videos in the past and my experience recently on it as well. But what I'm going to really dive into is just to understand, how do you actually do it? Coming from a background of like, growing up with social media, having social media is a massive presence in your life, especially through your childhood, and it's become an ingrained concept. It's an ingrained platform or platforms of communication, and to just completely let go and to detach from it, how do you actually do it? I think, to be honest, it's that the main concern, especially from my point of view, is like it just seems a bit daunting. Like it seems a bit like, man, like I've got social media, it's on my phone. I had my first ever social media apps back in 2013 when I downloaded Instagram, and then Snapchat came out. I kind of lived an era where it's a brief period of my time. I was really young though, where social media, social media didn't really exist. Maybe MSN, but I never had it. But I grew up with Instagram, right? And when I decided to completely delete social media back in 2021, yeah, that's right, isn't it? 2020, yeah, 2021, damn. So about 2.5 years ago, wow, yeah, 2.5 years ago now, because it was summer. And honestly, I'm going to be completely straightforward. All I did was grab my phone and I deleted the apps. And when I say deleted the apps, I don't mean actually deleting the apps. I mean going onto the app, deleting my account, not being able to get my account back, and then deleting the apps. Because that way I have no going back. And it was just strictly going cold turkey. I did it. And you might be thinking, but what about my followers? What about my pictures, my everything, whatever, like my actual account? Like I'm gonna miss that. But you gotta realize, like, number one, why are you deleting your social media? If you're just doing it for a trend, or if you're just doing it for maybe because you've seen something on YouTube, maybe you've seen a video or whatever, and you got inspired, and you feel like if you delete social media, suddenly it will change your life, then probably deleting social media isn't the main thing you should be doing. It can be something that's very overwhelming, social media as a concept. There's a lot going on. The reason why I completely deleted it was simply because I caught myself habitually scrolling on the app without even me consciously wanting to go on the app. And that's when I knew things were messed up. Like the first thing I would do is when I wake up is to grab my phone and go on Instagram and just scroll. When I get bored, every single time I got bored or I couldn't even sit there with my thoughts, I would just pick up my phone and just go on Instagram and just scroll, right? Even on TikTok. And it became to the point where it's like I just needed to keep on going and going. And I'd spend maybe 5 minutes, which turned into an hour of just scrolling and wanting dopamine. And that's when I realized, you know what, this is not good for me. And if I'm someone that really wants to improve my life, and to take number one would be to take complete ownership, control, and accountability. To do that, I have to remove those things that were preventing me from doing that, which was social media. And that is the key reason why I wanted to delete it. So you need to have an actual reason. You need to have some solid answer to yourself. Why is it that you're doing it? If you're just doing it for, like I said, a trend or whatever, then honestly, there's no point. But if you need to have an actionable outcome, if you're doing it to gain benefit from something, aka free up time, and then using that time accordingly to do something more productive, or to completely stop your habitual routine of picking up your phone and scrolling, then there you go. And if that reason is so strong, then to completely go cold turkey and delete social media, it's not hard. It's not hard because you've built up a solid foundation, solid reason to why you should delete it and what benefit you will get from it. Understand? And honestly, I really do not believe in the concept of kind of slowly filtering it out. Maybe you can do that, but for me, all I found is that when you try to slowly filter out, because I've tried this, maybe like go on social media less or whatever, all that would happen, from my context, by the way, is just me kind of like relapsing and actually ended up going on social media and through other means. So I had to just delete the whole thing. But if your reason is something different, so maybe it's like you don't have an habitual scrolling issue. It's more like, oh, whenever you're on it, you just spend a lot of time on it. Then maybe just trying to kind of reduce the contact hours by deleting it on your phone and keeping it on your laptop, whatever. That's fine. Also, having social media, just making sure that you have social media for the right reason as well. For me, the reason why YouTube, I don't view it as a social media, and maybe it is a social media, but the why I want to delete social media is because of my crazy amount of consumption. With YouTube, it's not consumption for me, it's producing videos. So that's why I spend a lot of my time and hours on YouTube, because I'm either filming like I am right now, editing, or kind of like making my channel, like doing bits on my channel to try and upload and kind of schedule and work on my channel basically. And if it's something the same thing with Instagram, for example, say you're an influencer or you need social media because you're producing something, then there's no reason to quit. So it really depends on your particular goals and where you're at with it, because it's not a one size fit all answer. And that's what I have to say. Like, assess your situation, find the reasons why why deleting social media is worth it for you, and then take the action that you need. Good luck.